Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Got some more 2A news for you. This one's an op-ed, actually, but I thought that it was a very well-written article from our friends over at Ammo Land. This one was written by Mr. Michael Ware, April 17th, 2022. It's entitled, Enemies of Freedom Have an Outpost in Our Heads. Stop the verbiage. All right, this is a great article, and I wanted to share it with you. Before we get started, I would like to thank our friends at Firearms Legal Protection for supporting our videos. If you are ever in a situation where you carry a gun and you have to use a firearm for self-defense in a justified situation, it's probably one of the scariest things that a person will ever have to go through. So many emotions going through your head. Did I do the right thing? All these things, right? So Firearms Legal Protection is a great service because it's a prepaid legal service that gives you the legal protection that you need to get out of this situation legally. Just because you survive the gunfight doesn't mean you're going to survive the legal battle that is going to ensue from it. So if you use the code IV8888, you can get yourself a discount on all the packages that they offer. So check them out. Firearms Legal Protection. Tell them we sent you. I would like to just kind of clarify some of my positions on these news articles and these op-eds and things that I've been reading lately, and I want to make you understand the reason that I do it. One is because sometimes there's pertinent information that I really want to share with you, and it makes so much more sense for me to read an article from somebody I really agree with or I'd like to, give some thoughts on. So I'm trying to kind of give you thoughts on this as well as share these articles with you. It's much more efficient for me to do that, to get them out to you. And it's quicker than Gun Gripe, right? People have been asking why we haven't been filming as many Gun Gripes. We are going to do many more Gun Gripes. No, Chad is not gone. I just wanted to let you guys know Chad is around. Yes, he's still going to be on the channel. Nothing like that has changed. I just want to try to make the flow of information a little quicker and easier for the very busy modern lady or gentleman to receive and get on with their life. So I hope you understand. I'm just trying to keep things a little shorter, and that is the spirit under which we're doing this. All right, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into this. USA, ammoland.com. Not long ago, I listened to a series of lectures by a very sharp man, a doctor who is also a professor, made the claim that realizing the enemy has an outpost in our heads is the foundation for seeking truth. This is such a great article. I just wanted to share it with you. He pulled the pin on that grenade, tossed it effortlessly into the room, and strolled along his way as if the explosion didn't matter to him. Personally, I think he enjoyed having done it. In fact, I know he did. We've since become friends, and dropping truth bombs, if you will, gives him joy. When the truth takes longer to arrive, his joy becomes great. In my case, his joy was tremendous. It took me a long time to flesh out what he meant by saying, the enemy has an outpost in our heads. When we use the opposition's words, accept their flawed precepts, and regurgitate their false narratives as if they were true, they become common understanding. While that may not actually be correct, they're assumed as such. To say the enemy has an outpost within our gray matter is to say we're no longer questioning or correctly identifying the flaws we're handed. And any thoughtful discussion requires truth, whether common ground is reached or not. This is such a great concept. All right, the idea that you are living rent-free in someone else's mind and they are living rent-free in yours. But it's a little bit worse. In this particular situation, what the author of this op-ed is trying to sort of, get down to the nitty-gritty of is that by using the opposition's terms like assault weapon, ghost gun, and all of these scary terms that they come up with to demonize the very concept that they're trying to argue about or they're trying to polarize people in regards to, you're actually playing right into their hand because they're creating these polarizing terms in order to demonize you and to make you sound worse. And when you use their terms, it's like you're accepting that, okay, this demonization or this terrible thing you've placed upon me, this really ugly picture you've painted with the broadest brush, with the ugliest colors and the biggest strokes is true. And when you play into that, you're almost sort of admitting that what they're saying is true. So that's kind of the gist, but we're going to go ahead and proceed here. If you and I say something silly like gun violence, we're probably not considering what is true of a thing. Sure, those two words can be perfectly grammatical in a sentence. They're spelled correctly. But are they true in the sense that they're offered? No. If I trip over a tree root while walking through my timber, am I a stump violence victim? No. What about little Johnny pushes Mary off of a playground equipment? Is Mary a merry-go-round violence victim? Nope. Is there such a thing as a ghost gun in any true sense? Hell no. I like that. In big, bold, black letters. Hell no. That's great. Okay. All right, last page. This is a relatively short article, but I wanted to share it because I just thought it was well written and definitely it forces us to, acknowledge the bull in the room. Is that the warfare that we are experiencing culturally, right, is based on information. And one side really wants to control the flow of information in every tiny little way. And not only, like in this Orwellian style, dystopia that we seem to have found ourselves in the day that we woke up today, it's almost as if they can just rewrite history. They can rewrite laws. They can rewrite rules. They can apply things in the way that they want because they simply have that magic, dry erase board that they can just take out the parts they don't like and only push the things they want and do it with their language. Remember, if you recall 1984, George Orwell's famous dystopian novella, when you look into that particular situation, the whole premise of it was the ability to rewrite history, the ability to remove dissenting voices. Of course, that's high school level reading. However, the story does kind of hit close to home, and when we look at these types of terms that are used so ambiguously against us. All right, there are homemade firearms. There might even be DIY guns, but there are no such things as ghost guns. We didn't use the term assault weapon in place of a semi-auto rifle, did we? No, we quit that nonsense. We even try to resist high capacity for normal magazines. As we know, a Glock 17 was designed to house 17 rounds of ammunition in a standard magazine, not 10 or 7 or less. And I would also argue that the 33-round magazine for the Glock 18 pistol is a standard capacity magazine as well. But the point is well founded there. We truly need to be careful. We're not using a highly successful propaganda tool of the folks who hate liberty and despise freedom. Words matter, and there's no such thing as a ghost gun. Homemade firearms? Yes. Ghost guns? No. The only way for truth to win out is to call out the lies. Don't even get me started on self-refuting silliness like common sense gun control and things like that. After all, we know gun control is a lie too. When you hear gun control, you can bet the farm what they really mean is people control or freedom control across the board. Oh, and by the way, in all the confusion, we seem to have forgotten that homemade firearms have been completely legal, ethical, and moral for as long as our nation has existed. Isn't that central to the issue? Yes, it is, Michael. I agree. What a great article. Very straight to the point. When we play into their hand, when we use their terms, when we use their language, we are giving them exactly what they want, which is the normalization of the evil that they have painted us with as being gun owners. And I think that we have to really fight that at every step. And the war that we are experiencing in front of us is a Cold War, but still a war, a cultural war, a war of ideas, a war of politics, a war of factions. And, these ideas, they are afraid of ideas that do not, meet their approval, okay? And when you see everything going on with the social media world right now, not too long ago, I did an episode on Elon Musk over the whole Twitter hostile takeover. No matter what you think about Elon Musk or his motivations or his intentions or his heart or consciousness in the matter, it still should let you know that the battlefield is the social media. It is mainstream media. The battleground is ideas and the controlling of those ideas. And if you want to piss a liberal off a lot, one way you do that is by removing their ability to control your ideas or to control you, period, right? In fact, just this morning, it was announced that the federal government has now deemed it unconstitutional or basically made it to where they can't enforce mask mandates on public transportation, including airplanes. And of course, some people are very, very happy about that, and some people are not. But one distinctive reoccurring theme tends to keep happening here is that there is one group of people in this country who quite frankly, want nothing more than control over you. And that control comes in the form of these divisive words that they come up with to describe your perfectly legal lifestyle, your perfectly normal lifestyle. The Second Amendment is a normal part of American culture, American society, and American freedom. And anyone who would try to divide the Second Amendment community, or even to talk down on the Second community, obviously doesn't understand history, doesn't understand the history of their own government, in fact, and certainly doesn't understand that we are a moral and just people, and that firearms are an integral part of a moral and just and free society. Have a good day. I hope everybody has a great week. Thanks for tuning in. Big thank you to all of our Patreon supporters for supporting what we do. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Go over to Ballistic Ink and pick yourself up a snazzy new t-shirt. That's one way you can support our efforts if you wish to. Many more on the way, including tons of gun videos. And we got so many things that we're doing, all right? So I really appreciate you letting us be a part of your world and maybe your daily life. So have a good one. Many more on the way. We'll see you soon.